Welcome and thanks for watching this video. In this recording, we're going to go over how to run reports on your system. Reporting is one of the key value propositions that CliniPAK offers. You no longer have to do anything by hand or by writing any formulas in Excel. So let's get started. What you see right here, as you know, is the administrative side of the system. This is the one you get to with your URL and then kiosk-workflows. If you're ever having issues seeing, don't forget you can change the zoom. Go here to the 3 parallel lines in Chrome and zoom in. Okay, to run reports, you go to the Reports tab here. Your option is List of Reports. Select that. In here, you're able to select the reports that you'd like to run. Select the category. In this example, we only have one. And then select the report you'd like. I'll go through all the different reports to show you what they can output. Let's start off with the cost report. Custom parameters, there's none for this. Some reports might have parameters that you'll use and others won't. These 4 buttons here allow you to select the way you would like the report to be outputted. HTML means that it'll just show up in your browser. It'll just be essentially a new web page for you to see. PDF is a PDF export. Excel is obviously to Excel. And CSV is to what's called comma-separated variables, and it's just another form of a spreadsheet. I'll do Excel for this example. Here you need to select the dates. So I want to run my report from which date until which date. So I'll say from the 1st of February until today. Note, if you want to include if you want to include data from today, select tomorrow when you're selecting this report time. That means it will include everything that happened today up until midnight tonight. And then my report is generated. Let's check it out. Excel pops up automatically with the spreadsheet of all the information. Okay, the dispensed medicine costs. This is the cost report. This is essentially going to tell you how much the price and the cost of all the medicines that you have dispensed to patients. So what's the value in this? A lot of times clinics want to be able to report on how much money they've saved their patients. So let's take this first line as an example. On March 14th, 2016, I dispensed this medicine to a patient. I actually ended up dispensing 2 of those medicines to that patient. The cost of this medicine, if the patient were to purchase it on their own over the counter or through a prescription, not at a free clinic, would be $6.15 per medicine. Note, this is just a totally random price. You, as the clinic, are going to input that information based on what you know and what's appropriate. This then report records out the price, the cost, times the number dispensed and gives me the subtotal cost. So in this particular line, the patient saved $12.30 by being given the medicine for free instead of having to pay. Otherwise, they would have paid $12.30. The price in this case was left blank. It's up to you to decide how you want to organize your price and your costs at your clinic. This clinic has decided to not include a price because they're not selling it at any price. This is done for all the medicine that was dispensed over the time period that I chose. Ultimately, it's all added up here at the bottom. You can see from February 1st, 2016 until March 15th, 2016, we saved our patients $287.50 by providing medicine for free instead of what they would have otherwise had to have paid if they went to another place and paid for the medicine. In this case, we can also add up the subtotal price, if appropriate for your clinic, and note that we had patients pay $59.68. You can use this report for a couple different ways. You can use it to understand what your total cost is, what your total price is, and what types of medicines you've been dispensing. Let's check out another report. Coming back to my system here, where I'm going to select another report that I can run. Again, I select report. Let's do current inventory. Current inventory, no custom parameters selected here. And this time, I'll show you what HTML looks like. So when I run this report, note because I selected HTML, it's going to display here in my browser, although it's a big report. So maybe I should zoom out. What this report shows you is it shows you the current inventory that you have in your system as of right now. So as of March 14, 2016 at 4:35 p.m., this is all the inventory that I have in my system. And it also tells you all about the information all about the medicine. So the concentration, the family, etc., and all the way down to the quantity in stock. Note that if I have displayed this report in my browser and then I ultimately do want to download it into Excel, I can select Excel here and do so. I can also select CSV and PDF from here. To go back to my reports, I'm going to select List of Reports. That'll bring me back to the list of reports. Okay, let's select another report. I'll look at Dispense Meds. This report will show me all the medicines that have been dispensed to patients over a given time period. This time I'll choose HTML again to show you. Dispense Meds runs over a period of time. Let's say I'm interested in the same thing, February 1st until all the way through until today. So this is my dispensed medicine summary. This will tell me when the dispensation happened, what it was, and how much was actually dispensed. This also includes a lot of information about the medicine itself. If I go back to list of reports, you'll see that there's another medicine report that's similar to dispense meds. This is dispense meds to patients. I'll do the same date range to show you what this one looks like. This one is very, very similar to the one we just ran. The only thing that it adds is patient information. So if you want to run the dispensed medicine summary, removing patient information for privacy or some other reason, then you would run the dispensed meds. If you wanted to include and see which patients were dispensed a medicine, then what you would do is you would run the dispensed meds to patients. Here you can see this report is almost exactly the same, but this time it has the patient name column. Let's download this one into Excel. This report's really useful for a lot of different things, but something that has been brought up to us by a lot of clinics, what they find particularly useful, is that you're able to use this report to find if you dispensed a particular medicine with a lot number that was recalled. So if, for example, I download this Excel document and I know that there was a lot number that had an expiration date of, well, there's not a lot here, but let's say it's this one, just so that we can have a positive match. What I would do is when I download this Excel, I would do Control F or Command F, depending on if you're using a Mac or a PC. Essentially, I just want to search, and I would start typing in my lot number that I'm trying to see if I dispense to patients. It selects it here. See? This is really useful if you need to then get in contact with a patient to tell them that they've had a recall of a medicine that you've given them. Then I'd call up King George with the number provided for me if it was stored in the system and let them know to get rid of that medicine. Okay, let's look at another report. This is my expired medicine report. The expired medication report will give you a summary. It'll output all of the medication that is expired that you still have on your shelf. This is really, really useful. You're able to go through and get a list of everything that you need to throw out so that you don't give to patients. This is also useful to see how you're doing with inventory management. Ideally, you'd get to a point where you don't have to throw out any medication at all because you'll use it up before it's expired. Obviously, that's the end goal, and we all hope we can get there. Again, I can download this into an Excel or a PDF. Finally, let's look at the inventory master export. This one's also over a date range. So the inventory master export is essentially a transcript of every inventory event that occurs within a date range. So what's an inventory event? That can be a dispensation, it can be a reconciliation, it can be a restock, it can be inactivating a medicine, anything that involves inventory. This is a way for you to look at when are things happening in the system, and if necessary, it can be an extra measure of accountability and safety. So here we go. This report's got a lot going on because there's a lot of information provided, but let's just look at one quick example. On March 14th, 2016, the action I dispensed 2 of this medicine. Here's also the rest of the information about the medicine. This is also information about the patient that you might have dispensed it to. This is useful if you ever need to be accountable for what medicine change happened when. So there you have it. Those are the reports that you can run currently. We're always looking for more ideas on how to provide more reports that are useful to clinics. Definitely let us know if you have an idea. Thank you.